Welcome to the third and final part of this tutorial series. In this video, we'll be finally adding a main menu to the game. So, let's begin. To get started, all we're going to do is simply go to our backdrop and get rid of this. And now if we click flag, all of this hides until we actually click on one of the buttons. So that's really helped that start game and when flag is clicked. So our first sprite is going to be another text, and we're going to move saturation and then just say ping pong and increase its size and put it to the middle, make its x 0, or not actually 0, or we can increase the size a bit more, and then just put it like this. There we go. A bit smaller. Yep, there we go. And now we have our title out of the way. We could possibly do a few spaces and make the x 0. Okay, now we have our title. We just need to rename it to title, and we're going to say when flag is clicked and when I receive start game, and then we're going to hide it when I receive start game but show it when flag is clicked. And now for our main menu buttons, we're now going to have two different options to select, the 1 player and 2 player. So first we're going to start with our 2 player mode. So we're going to paint. All we're going to do is bring some text and say 1 player, increase the size a little bit, move that right here, and then use this box right here and just make an outline around this. And then what we're going to do is go back to and then we're going to select this. And we're going to convert this to bitmap, and we're just going to select our top. We're just going to select this. And then do the bottom as well. Into the bottom line as well. Just make this as even as possible. Then just bring this out here, and there we go. Okay, that's our first 1 player button, and now let's just work on the code before we duplicate it. And we're going to say when flag is clicked, we're going to first of all show it, and we're going to then create a brand new variable called main menu active. So this is to make sure that we don't press the button even if we're not actually in the main menu. And then we're going to go to control and bring in a forever loop and bring in an if statement and bring in the operators and bring in 3, or actually no, just 2 AND operators, and then an equals operator right here. And we're going to look if main menu active equals to true. I actually want to set our main menu active to true right here, and then we're going to sense if mouse is down and touching mouse pointer, basically looking if we're being clicked. And if that is the case, all we want to do is set the game mode. So we need to create a brand new variable called game mode, and we're going to set the game mode to 1 player, and then go to our events and broadcast start game. So that's how we're going to broadcast start game from now on. And after we've broadcasted start game, we can just hide it and duplicate this and set our main menu active to false. Okay, that's all we need. Now we can duplicate this to 2-player button and make the X 120 and the Y negative 110. We can just do the same here, negative 110. I like even numbers, not odd. And now we can go to our costume and let's see if we can edit this text. Seems like we can't, so we're going to have to do a bit of selection and then just remove it, and then go to text, decrease the saturation and make this 2 and increase its size. So that's a bit too big for our button. Okay, let's try to make it a bit smaller, and that's way too small. So what we could do is instead just select a bit of this hyphen and delete it and decrease saturation again. Why is this scratch want this to be purple, and just decrease its size, and this around this should be fine. Yep, there we go. And now we have the 2-player option as well, and we can go to our code and instead change this to 2-player. And now we have this working. Let's go to our variable and hide these two. And at the moment, if we select 1 or 2-player, it won't make any change. So first I want to find out why. Okay. So one more thing I did realize is we have to hide once we receive start game. So let's do that as well. When I receive start game, we want to hide, and then we can just throw this in our 2-player as well. Now if we click any one of them, it won't make any difference because we can see that our player isn't moving by itself, and that's actually very simple to add into the game. It's like just very little lines of code, surprisingly small. So all we need to do is go to our player 2 pad and bring in an if statement, and we're first going to look if, and then bring in an equals operator, and we're looking if the game mode equals to player, the exact same way we typed it here, 2-player. So if that's not the case, if it's somehow 1-player, when they click that instead, then all we have to do is get rid of this and then bring this in, and then bring this in and bring this in. So right now we just need to look with an if statement. So put if statements in both of the change y blocks, and we're going to be looking if we need 2 operators, so a greater than and a less than. So we're going to bring our greater than where the greater than one is and the less than where the less one is, and we're going to be looking if we go to sensing and we go to motion. I'm going to look if the y position is and then we go to our ball, so we're going to have it off ball y position, and then just duplicate this, put it here, put this here, and duplicate this and put this here. Now essentially what we're doing is we want to look if the y position, like for example, if we can see here, if we're too high, like if the ball is lower than us, we're now going to end up going down. If the ball is higher than us, we're going to end up going up. So if we actually play the game with 1-player mode, we're going to realize that this can actually try and follow the ball as best as it can. And if we want, so basically what we're doing is the faster this can go, the harder the game is for the other player. So maybe putting it somewhere like 15 would be impossible for the other player to beat. So 8 is around medium. It allows the other player to possibly get a score. And if you want it to be like easy, you would want to go maybe change y by 4 and -4. So yes, there we go. Now we have an AI that actually tries to beat us in Pong, but unfortunately I am the master in Pong and never lost a game of Pong. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it that you've made it this far. And yeah, that's it for this video, our 2-part ping pong tutorial series. Please make sure to smash that like button and turn on post notifications and subscribe so you don't miss the next video, which will be released very soon. So please make sure to stay tuned for that, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.